Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a long time since we've talked about the funny things that happen when you're looking into all of the fraud that has gone into creating the false reality that most of the world believes. And so I thought it would be good to address something that I thought of last night when staring at a picture that someone had shared of the globe Earth. And they were talking about the lighting patterns on this allegedly spherical object. And talking about how it doesn't start to get darker, like a normal sphere would do if you were shining light on it. And I was thinking about that, and I had a thought about the horizon or the Terminator line that we see in reality when we're looking at the sky. How I've looked up sometimes in the mornings or in the evenings and just seen this beautiful pink sky. I mean, just clouds as far as I can see in any direction, just being pink. Almost look like they're on fire sometimes. And it's beautiful. We've all seen them. I don't want to overload you with those images, but I was thinking about that and wondering, why is it that in the history of these people making images of the globe, why have we never seen them put in those pink clouds that we see from airplanes when we're looking down at them from above, from ground level? Many people have seen them. It's not some conspiracy or anything. They do exist. But the question is, why don't we see them when they are taken from these great distances, allegedly? And so that is one thing that has puzzled me. So I just made a little meme and shared it to see if I'm just not thinking too clearly on this. Maybe there's an explanation, but I've been in airplanes where we've been above the clouds and they still look this way. They still look pink from where I'm at. And here's some footage right here that has been shared for a long time. See if I can play it from here. A lot of people claim that they are seeing the local sun under the clouds. I think this could be an illusion, but the clouds from above still having that orange pinkish color right here. I mean, just phenomenal view. That would be a fun job to have if you are a biblical earth creationist. Definitely a good way to start your day. And so, my thoughts on this, just wanted to share them and see what you guys thought, because I find it fascinating that we've never seen pink clouds at the Terminator line. It's always just dark and light. It's just black and white, never a intermediate right there on the ones that I've seen. And we've looked at a lot of different images and seen, even from SpaceX, just this entire ball covered with water. I mean, just many different angles, all these different countries working together peacefully. Here's one of the moon orbiting the Earth, allegedly. And you just never see that beautiful horizon line, that Terminator line, from any angle. It just looks like a disc. I mean, it doesn't even look like a ball. It's weird. And in my opinion, I think this is one of those things we should see if they were giving us the reality that we see from where we are, but they're not. And it's sad because I know a lot of us, I mean, we just grew up attached to these images and thinking that's where we lived, but we don't. These are images, they're not photos for a reason. And like Mr. Blue Marble said, these things are photoshopped because they have to be. And that is the way it always will be. There's a lot going on already in 2024. I'm hearing that the moon missions were delayed. Not going to be walking on the moon for another couple years. They had to push that back. Way back in the day, they were saying it was 2023 and then 2024 and now 2026 maybe, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So a lot of crazy stuff happening. I think the world, it just seems like, is just getting shaken up as we're in these crazy last days with earthquakes, tsunamis, followed by tornadoes, and a time of year that I don't recall tornadoes happening. It doesn't seem like they happen right in the dead of winter, but they are now. And we also have, like I said, tsunamis and just heartbreaking stuff and stuff that's been going on throughout history, but it seems to be ramping up. And it's good that we all know what is around the corner. So we'll be talking about that on Saturday evening during a live hangout, where we are in time. Are we in Satan's little season? Seems to be a big topic where people think that we are. And then there's prophecies that we need to look at and understand if that's true, it would line up with prophecy. And so I've been investigating that pretty hard for the last month and a half or so, and I wanted to share with you guys what I'm seeing and clarify some things, because there's a lot of evidence that's been thrown at me seeming to indicate that we are in the little season, and just through investigating, a lot of it's just not holding up. And so I wanted to go over that together as a study, have you guys share your Bible verses with me that you all have that relate to that. And so I'm wanting to do that together so that we can learn together and not just sit and argue about things and debate things. I like to have things shared, where if you believe something and you're passionate about it, share why you are passionate about it. Let's all look at it together. That's what finding the truth is about. It's not about being set in our ways and thinking we know everything. We have to humble ourselves. That's the best way to grow in our understanding. So I look forward to that, but I just wanted to pass these thoughts along. I know it's not the most important thing in the world right now with all we have going on, but it's something interesting and a thought that I only had recently. I don't know why I've never thought of this before, but I do feel like we should be seeing things like this, of course, on a much smaller scale. I know it'd be teeny tiny, but somewhere in the mix you would see a little band of pink in certain places where there's a lot of moisture in the air. It's the reason why we can stare at the sunset. A lot of people wonder why it is, the sun sets on the world that we live on, if it's not curve blocking the way, but they have to realize we're essentially underwater. That's why you can stare at the sun as it's setting. It's like dropping a flashlight into the deep ocean. If it's light shining directly up at your eyes, eventually it's going to go dark. You're not going to see it reach the bottom if the water is deep enough. It's going to filter out that light, and we're under 60 miles or so of moisture. So anything is going to get magnified as it gets further away. That's why the sun appears to get larger as it gets further away. On either model, that wouldn't make sense unless you realize what is in our air. And Rob Skiba did a good job of pointing out how that works on a smaller scale. And so that's all I wanted to share. Don't want to keep this too long. Just wanted to bring to light, so to speak, another aspect of the globe that falls apart and helps people out there hopefully see that we've been fed a lie. And it's a lie that doesn't seem that important. Seems quite innocent, this blue marble, but it's not innocent. These things were designed for a reason in the history. If you're not sure why they would lie, I'll leave that linked in the description as to why they lie. It's not that hard of a story to follow, and it will help you understand how they're going to pull off the deceptions to come and why you're hearing about things like aliens in the news all of a sudden and where that's going as well. So lots of resources out there. Of course, they're censored, so again, we'll put them in the description while they're there, while it's legal to talk about these things and question these settled facts. And so anyways, I love you guys. The Father loves you, and we'll see you around real soon.
Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain. Therefore let no man glory in men. For all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas, or the world, or life, or death, or things present, or things to come, all are yours. And ye are Christ's, and Christ is God's.